In the 90s, Japan was one of the poorest countries in the earth. Japan had weakest economy among countries. At the time, Japan couldn't compete with America. America had advanced economics, was in development. Japan was known for low quality products and was a country produces low quality products. But the question is how Japan economics expanded, how they became from worst country produces junk products to world number one quality products. Japan's success may be the reason of its people are getting smarter. Japanese kids are smarter than US teenagers. And Japanese teenagers are smarter than American children in school. A Japanese school graduate have more knowledge than American college graduate. Japanese youngsters in the United States stand up at the top of their class, but if they return to Japan, they are too far behind to fit in the Japanese school system. But the question is, why people of Japan have higher IQ and are smarter? The answer is, it's not intelligence, it's effort and education. Yes, this is the answer. The reason Japanese are smarter is they work hard and put more effort and know more about things. But in United States, American work less than Japanese and they are not smarter than Japan people. And there is no difference in IQ between Japanese and Western people. Working long hours is high in Japan compared to other developed countries, and it's completely normal to work 60 hours a week compared to US Americans work 40 hours a week. The big part of Japanese success comes from Japan advanced agriculture. The quality of food Japanese agriculture products has become world quality. This high quality agriculture production is the key to success achieved by Japanese because agriculture technology is more advanced in other countries. The support of the government and researchers has the greatest influence on the success of agriculture in country. Agriculture has been the base of most economic activity over the last 2000 years. Historically, Japan was dominantly agriculture. After the Second World War, the country has been transformed into heavily industrial society. The Japanese have been abandoning their traditional food culture which depends on rice, plus or other foods such as grains, vegetables, mountain plants, fish, and other sea products. The rice consumption has decreased dramatically in the last 40 years, and the daily intake of foods such as meat, milk, and other products has increased, leading to a high demand for luxury foods. If we think from another angle, the Japanese shouldn't be smart. Every Japanese culture and education they receive influences their lifestyle. If we look at from another view, we can ask, are the Japanese intelligent or is our nation too stupid? We live in a country where most young people don't care at all for gaining knowledge. They just waste their lives drinking, using drugs, stealing, filling their minds with violent crap, music, TV, and computer. Young adults who are not even be able to read properly, not to mention the number of uneducated people that exist. People who only think about themselves, don't want to accept or listen to the opinions of others, easily let themselves to be influenced without think about life or future. Such people exist all over the world and they are really stupid. This is why Japanese and Asians are famous from being intelligent. They have a different lifestyle, practicing being humble, polite, and thinking about others instead of yourself. Of course, there are exceptions. The Japanese writing makes them have a better memory, intelligence of another level. They can have us. They can see a world that we don't see. Japanese really eat well. They eat fish, vegetable, do a lot of harm to physical and mental health. They avoid fat and salt, sugar, season their foods differently, and still very juicy. Children are encouraged to be independent and responsible. They go to schools alone and clean rooms and even bathrooms. This is independence and responsibility. Responsibility greatly influences a person's decision and life, so they focus on doing really useful things. Its backbone will be digital based on robotics, but human control will remain at the center. Their goal is to improve all aspects of society. We see Japan as a consultant for other countries facing these same social problems. Japanese workers on average didn't use 10 of their paid vacation days, and 63% of Japanese respondents felt guilty for taking paid leave. Yet, long work hours don't necessarily mean high productivity. An employee of Japan's largest advertising firm, Dentsu, jumped to her death in 2015. The cause of was an employee in 2015 jammed to her death from a building because of his depression caused by overwork. The case generated widespread attention and renewed calls to change the long working hours and illegal unpaid overtime highly common in Japan. The company was fined for violating labor standards as she had been reportedly forced to work hundreds of hours of overtime a month. After the death of employee made changes within the company, including turning off lights in the office at 10 p.m. in an effort to force employees to leave. A cultural challenge still looms. Both Japan government and its companies say they are actively trying to reduce working hours throughout the Japan. The government considered several initiatives to curb the number of hours spent at the office, including making it mandatory to make at least 5 vacation days per year and requiring rest period between end of one day and start of another day. In 2016, a new holiday, Mountain Day, was started, bringing Japan's number of annual public holidays to 16 last year. The government launched an initiative called Premium Fridays, It encouraged companies to allow their employees to leave at 3 p.m. on the last Friday of the month. But a study found that not even 4% of employees in Japan actually left early on their first Premium Friday. While Japan is the most advanced country in the world, in the high school explore the level of technological development in Japan and China while on working experience to ascertain which is the emergent superpower competing with USA. Japan is a fascinating country. Provision of vending machines containing clothes and shoes, automatic doors that open shifting according to your body shape. The Japanese incorporate technology into their everyday lives. China's top companies, one being Alibaba, have spent 10 billion on stock buybacks and dividends. They are producing wealth. People, companies, and cities are increasingly pleasing rate. Japan is replacing human staff with robots labor, cost decrease bringing benefits to the company. Japan is replacing human staff with robots. Japan is replacing its employees to robot. A main benefit that company would receive is that robots would be able to work more than people. Humans can become ill or quit the job. But by having robots as a staff, all factors of sickness and tiredness are eliminated. This means that company wouldn't have to deal with the giving days off to its staff, making business more convenient. Also, robots are far faster and completing work and are communicative at all times. They also resemble in human appearance. Even they have different type of keyboard